You say that there is an iBird view that can scan centuries in time, but that what you're trying to do is something like being a cosmic satellite spy that can scan through millennia. Let's talk about your findings in this view.
For me, it's very important to try to see the whole picture of history, because if you only look at particular parts of it, you can't really answer the biggest questions of all, which are the most important questions. For example, the question of the relation between power and suffering and happiness. Did humankind obviously manage to acquire enormous power during history, but are we today any happier than what we were thousands of years ago? This is a kind of question which you cannot answer if you look only at a short time span, like only the 16th century or only the 1920s. These kinds of questions are for me the most important questions, and you cannot answer them unless you look at the big picture, at the whole of history, thousands of years.
And this is very interesting because when Homo sapiens stand up, there was a cognition revolution. Mm-hmm. And that's very interesting to understand. How come that we, from monkeys, came to be the human beings that we are now, and how this is related with imagination?
Okay, the main thesis of the book is that humans control the world because we are able to cooperate in very large numbers, which no other animal can do. Chimpanzees, for example, can cooperate quite effectively. Say a couple of dozen chimpanzees, say 50, 60 chimpanzees, can come together and cooperate. Humans can cooperate in thousands, in millions, today even in billions. And the question is, how do they do it? And at least my answer is that they do it through the imagination, through the creation of fictional stories. If everybody believes in the same fiction, this is what enables complete strangers to cooperate. And these fictions are what makes us really unique. For instance, if you think about the religious sphere, you can convince millions of people to cooperate if you convince all of them to believe in the same religious stories. For instance, do this, and then after you die, you will go to heaven and be rewarded for your good deeds. This is the kind of thing that only humans can do. You can never convince a chimpanzee to do something for you by promising him that after you die, you will go to chimpanzee heaven, and there you will receive lots and lots of bananas for your good deeds, so now do this thing here. Chimpanzees will never believe such a story. This is why they can't cooperate in large numbers. They can cooperate only on the basis of intimate knowledge. If I'm a chimpanzee and you're a chimpanzee and I want to cooperate with you, I need to know you personally. Are you a nice chimpanzee? Are you trustworthy? In humans, I don't really need to know you in order to cooperate. I just need to believe the same stories that you believe. And this is true in the religious field. This is true also in, say, the economic field. Maybe the most successful story ever told is the story of money. Money is basically just fiction. You take this piece of paper, like the dollar bill, it has no value, no real value. You cannot eat it, you cannot drink it, you cannot do anything with it. But then come along these master storytellers and tell a very convincing story that this piece of paper is worth 10 bananas. And if I believe it, and you believe it, and everybody believes this story, then we can create trade networks and economic cooperation between strangers. I can take this dollar bill and go to somebody I never met before and give him this dollar bill, and because we both believe in it, he will give me something in return, like bread. With chimpanzee, it doesn't work. You go to a chimpanzee and give him a dollar bill, he will throw it away. I mean, if you give him a banana, maybe he will give you something in return. But for $1, nothing.
Yes, yes. Pues ahí están algunas de las ficciones y relatos que hemos imaginado. Subrayo unas palabras de Harari. Nunca convenceremos a un chimpancé que nos regale un plátano, prometiéndole que irá al cielo de los monos. Más adelante,